A few weeks ago, as I was reading through the comments, two of my awesome subscribers, the Golden Ticket and Josh Dodge, made mention about Rey being related to whatever Palpatine found on Jakku, and that the Chosen 2 vibe seems to be very strong in these trailers. The reason these two subjects are so intriguing to me is because the Chosen 2 is an extremely fascinating topic. For as long as we can remember, Star Wars has always been about the Chosen 1. Anakin Skywalker, a boy prophesied to bring balance to the Force because he was a living virgin. However, even Yoda himself had his suspicions at one time about the prophecy possibly being misread, and now we know from recent reports that Luke actually believed Ben Solo to be the Chosen One. When asked to clarify this, Pablo Hidalgo stated that Anakin was the Chosen One for the prequel trilogy and the original trilogy, and Ben Solo is thought to be the new Chosen One for this new trilogy. But this didn't come from nowhere. Why does Luke believe this? Long ago in the history of the Star Wars universe, Darth Bane created the Rule of Two, dictating that there could only be one master and one apprentice. And when the time came that the apprentice was more powerful, they would overthrow the master and remain in this endless cycle of power. Many years later, Palpatine himself would then create a brand new doctrine to abolish the Rule of Two, creating the Rule of One in its place, a new Sith order that established one powerful Sith as the great leader, never to be overthrown or removed from power. Well, what if now this same exact shift is happening on the light side? Just as the dark side moved to the Rule of One, what if the light side now recognizes the Chosen 2 instead of the Chosen 1? What does this mean? Well, simply put, if the prophecy was misread or even misunderstood, then perhaps it wasn't just one single person that was meant to carry this burden. Perhaps it was two forces to create a balance. Although the original prophecy is a major part of Star Wars history, it carries with it one massive fatal flaw, and that is that balance in the Force cannot exist without both sides present. The reason that Anakin never brought balance is because no matter if he turned or not, he still represented one side, dark or light. To be able to achieve perfect balance, an energy must exist between both. You can't have one side without the other. This very reason is why Kylo and Rey are so important to the storyline. There is no doubt in my mind that the plotlines will involve both coming together in some way to achieve balance. So, at this present time, we know why Kylo Ren is labeled as the Chosen One, but what about Rey? What makes her so special? Well, something tells me that she is most likely related to Palpatine's research on Jakku. It is said that literal horrors existed there, secret labs, and observatories to search the unknown regions. However, Palpatine also mentioned that 1,000 years ago, a great event took place on this planet, and it would be significant again. So it's not just simply a planet that was close to the unknown regions, it was special. So what was this great event? Through all of my countless Snoke theories, the ones that interest me the most are the regeneration theories. But I've always asked myself, why would he be regenerating? What is the purpose? Well, what if perhaps this great event had something to do with the destruction of the Whills? The Whills were an ancient organization of shamans that were deeply connected to the Force, said by some to be a living energy with no known shape or form. These members were also responsible for keeping the Journal of the Whills, which were chronicles of major events in the galaxy. What if Palpatine did discover the source of his dark side energy? Could it be possible that Jakku was actually once home to these shamans? But someone or something wiped them all out. All except one. The desert hermits of Jakku actually do mention some kind of an ancient spirit that once resided on Jakku. Could this be Snoke? Could this be Snoke's energy? Now we can begin to understand why Jakku is so important. It could be one of the final resting places of the Whills. With Palpatine's research, the First Order could have easily discovered this, located the energy, and began to regenerate a humanoid form. Not necessarily even Snoke's original body, just a body that would properly suit him. This also explains why the First Order is lavishing him with ornamentation like gold robes, fancy rings, a throne, and complete control over the new empire. He is literally the supreme leader of everything, because nothing in the Empire's history has ever been this powerful, not even Palpatine. So where does Rey fit into all of this? Well, Rey is obviously from Jakku. Whether she was left there or grown there, that's where she grew up. Now, if Snoke's energy somehow survived this great event, what's to say that something else didn't survive? An energy that existed in Rey all of her life. Once again, this would explain why she is so powerful. She could have literally absorbed the energy of the Whills. Perhaps it was even done purposely, to create yet another living Vergence. Just like nature would eventually take over an entire city, the energy of the Whills must find a way to survive, through someone. So how does this all tie together? Snoke, Rey, Kylo Ren? Well, if this is all true, then Snoke actually doesn't represent light or dark. He represents the will of the Force. This would then mean that he is desperately trying to seek balance, and balance can only be achieved by war, by two conflicting sides battling against each other, the endless struggle of light and dark. It's almost as if Snoke is some kind of a god. He takes Ben Solo from a misguided Jedi Master, turns him to the dark side, and now he finds a light side Vergence in Rey. Darkness rises with light to meet it. He knows exactly how to execute his plan. He's simply using all of these people like figures on a chessboard. This could be exactly why Snoke is forcing Rey to fulfill her destiny, because she has been chosen. She is the second chosen, and Ben is the first. If she won't do it willingly, he will break her and force her to act. Now we can clearly see who our two characters really are. Children caught up in a galactic game. Lost, confused, angry, unsure of their place, doubting and suffering. All while the Force is desperately trying to rebalance itself. And now they have to fight, literally act out the play, or perhaps find a way to change it. But no matter what, they must do it together. Perfect balance between the two to finally bring everlasting peace. So now I turn this conversation over to all of you. What do you guys think about the ideas and theories that I presented in this video? Do you think that the prophecy could have been misread after all? Do you think that Snoke could be a Whill? And was it two that were supposed to bring balance and not one? Leave all of your thoughts and opinions down below in the great white void. And as always, until next we meet, stay in a galaxy far, far away.